It's Dodgers versus Phillies in Game 2 of the division series. The Dodgers won Game 1 and are up in this game 4-1 heading into the 9th inning. Blake Trinan is in the game to get the save, and he just needs to get 3 outs here. But things are not going to start off great. Boma's going to hit this single, and then JT Realmuto is going to slap this double, so now it's 2 on with no outs. Next up is Nick Castellanos, who's going to punch this ball through. Both runs are going to score, and Castellanos barely gets into second base safely. He probably shouldn't have gone to second base there, but after the replay, it's going to be ruled that he is in there safely. So it's a 4-3 game now. The tying run is on second base with no outs. The Phillies have 3 lefties coming up, so the Dodgers are going to respond by bringing in the lefty Vesia. And during that break, we can see the Dodgers infield is meeting together, and they have a really interesting conversation during this pitching change. Max Muncy explained after the game that he told the group, hey, Stott's going to bunt here. It's a lefty-lefty matchup. There's no outs. This is a classic bunt situation. How should we play this? And then Mookie Betts is going to suggest, hey, let's run the wheel play. The Dodgers hadn't run that play in a long time. Muncy said they hadn't practiced it in 4 to 5 years, and they actually only did it once this season. It was against the Angels in August. So what is the wheel play? Well, let's use that Angels game as the example here. The wheel play is all about trying to get the lead runner out at third base. So as we can see here, the corner infielders are going to crash in, and then the shortstop's going to go to third base. So we can see the rotation there. That's why it's called the wheel. They're going to scoop it up, throw to third, and you get the lead runner. Okay, so back to the present day. The wheel play is a great idea in this situation because Castellanos is the lead runner, and he has average speed at 56th percentile, and honestly, I think that's a tad generous. I think he's slightly below average as a runner. So you might be thinking, well, why wouldn't the Phillies bring in a pinch runner in this situation? Well, take a look at their bench here. First, it seems like they have plenty of options, but they actually don't. So Harrison Bader is a great runner, as we can see there, but he's got a hamstring/groin injury, so he can't really run. So then you say, okay, maybe bring in Weston Wilson to run, but Bader is going to pinch hit up next, and like I said, he can't really run. So if Bader gets a hit there, Wilson has to run for Bader. Kind of a weird situation. And technically, Marchand could pinch run for Bader, which would save Wilson to pinch run for Castellanos, but you can't use Marchand in that situation. He's your backup catcher. In case something happened to Realmuto, they would have no other options at the catching position, so you just can't use Marchand there. So Castellanos has to be the runner. The Bader injury really makes things tough for the Phillies in this situation. So here we go. It's Vesia versus Stott. Huge spot in the game. And on the first pitch, Stott's going to bunt, and it's a ball inside. But look at the defense. It is a wheel play in motion. As we can see, the corner infielders are crashing in, and Mookie is sprinting towards third to try to beat Castellanos over there. And this is where it gets so interesting to me. The Dodgers showed their hand there. The Phillies know the Dodgers are trying to run the wheel play. So do the Phillies still bunt here? Does Stott try to swing? Do the Dodgers run it again? And yes, Stott goes around a bunt. Here comes Muncy, the throw to third base, and he is out at third. That is a perfect play by the Dodgers. Watch Mookie Betts here. He waits until the pitch is thrown, and then it's just a race to third base versus Castellanos. And what a throw by Muncy. Betts hadn't even gotten there yet, but the throw is right on the money, almost like a quarterback trying to lead a wide receiver. Great tag by Betts to get that down. And let's watch Muncy's angle from this. Muncy is not even looking at Stott. Muncy is looking right at the runner at second base. Why is he doing that? Well, if Muncy immediately crashes, then no one would be covering third, so Castellanos could get a head start over there. So Muncy waits until he sees that Mookie has the head start, then he crashes in, and he fields it absolutely perfectly. So, and for Mookie to call that, who's been more of an outfielder, now he's converted into an infielder, that is just really impressive and shows his baseball IQ. Now, there's another interesting quote after the game. This was from the Phillies manager, Rob Thompson. He said this: "We teach our guys that if you see wheel, just pull it back and slash because you've got all kinds of room in the middle. But Mookie broke so late that it was tough for Stotty to pick it up." Okay, so this is really interesting. He's basically saying if Stott knew it was a wheel play, he would have swung. But we saw in the first play that they were running the wheel play, so why wouldn't Stott think that they would run it again? Honestly, I think this is a situation where you could almost overthink it if you're the batter here. You might be thinking, okay, I saw them do the wheel play, so they wouldn't try to do that again, right? It's almost like when you're playing rock, paper, scissors, and you throw rock the first time, and then you throw rock the second time. And I mean, yeah, imagine swinging there. As we can see, there's basically no infield defense. If you can punch it through there, I mean, that run scores easily. That's just one of many reasons why the wheel defense can be risky, but it's just great defense by the Dodgers. And in the next at-bat, Bader's going to hit this single into left field, so that wheel play absolutely saved the game for the Dodgers. They'll go on to get the next 2 outs and slam the door on the Phillies. So it's a huge play from Mookie Betts and the Dodgers to take a commanding 2-0 lead in this series.